Welcome back to the boardroom. Take a seat, pretend you're listening. On the docket today, public spaces are a joke now. Okay, let's start light. The little things, the petty annoyances, if you will, that make being in public feel like a punishment. First off, speakerphone people, it's about time somebody called you out. What is your deal? I'm truly convinced there is an entire portion of the population who haven't got the slightest clue of what we in the business like to call manners. Okay? Why is it always the loudest person you've ever met who decides they need to broadcast their entire FaceTime call in the middle of a grocery store or a Dollar General? Okay? I don't give a fuck if your cousin got locked up again or your third baby daddy is seeing somebody else. I'm just trying to pick up some body wash. Okay? I don't need to hear all of that. And then they have the audacity to look at you crazy if you look back or catch their eye like you're the problem for not wanting to be a part of their conversation. Okay, make that make sense. I would like nothing more than to be completely oblivious to your conversation, but you forced it upon me. Okay? And it's not even just calls anymore either. It's TikToks and YouTube videos blasting at full volume. Or yeah, my personal favorite, the worst rap you've ever heard in your entire life that sounds like it's being played through an old Tamagotchi, you know? Or it's some dude at Starbucks, phone 3 inches from his face, volume maxed out, scrolling through Minecraft memes while the rest of us are just trying to exist, okay? Like headphones are this mythical ancient artifact that nobody can find anymore. What happened to basic courtesy? Right? There used to be this baseline level of common decency that everybody seemed to share that has all but evaporated from society. Then you have the shopping cart warriors, people who park their cart sideways across the aisle, blocking traffic like they're some TSA checkpoint. And you clear your throat, you know, you do the polite, excuse me, you know, trying to squeak your shoe on the floor or shuffle around some merchandise to get their attention, but nothing. Nothing. They just continue to stare at the beans like they're decoding the Dead Sea Scrolls. Or you've got this brilliant bunch, the absolute scholars amongst us, those who simply cannot be bothered to return their cart to the little corral thing. You know, they'll push it up onto the curb, leave it diagonal across a parking spot or something, or just let it drift like a ship lost at sea. And it always finds its way to someone's bumper. Always, every time, like gravity itself has a personal vendetta against your vehicle, right? And the funny part, these people will spend 10 minutes scrolling Instagram in their car before driving off. But you can't take 20 seconds to walk the cart 10 feet and put it away? Like, congratulations, you've officially declared war on society for the low price of one shopping cart. Okay, right? And it's such a simple test of humanity, if you ask me. Are you willing to walk your cart back? If the answer is no, you've basically announced to the world, I am the main character and the rest of you are all NPCs. And now the rest of us get to swerve around your abandoned chariot like a turtle shell from Mario Kart. So, thanks. And what's so crazy is that the cart return isn't even that far. It's never that far. You can see it. It's like a glowing, distant, holy artifact or something. It's right there, you know, but no, that would require effort. Better to just dump it in the spot next to you and pretend it's invisible, pretend you didn't see it. And honestly, I think the shopping cart thing is a direct reflection of your character as a person. Okay, if you cannot be bothered to put the cart back, I'd hate to see how you live the rest of your life. You know, do you not take out the trash? You don't brush, you don't floss, you know, and don't let me find out you exclusively wear Crocs because apparently lacing up sneakers is just beyond your scope of capabilities. You know, the cart return really is the simplest moral test society has. And a scary number of people are failing it on a daily basis, right? And then there's the music blasters. Turn up the bass. And it's never anything good. It's never like you hear it and think, that's a little loud, but you know what? I actually do like Breaking Benjamin. No, it's always just some absolute degeneracy coming out of the speakers, just filth, the glorification of drugs, crime, and whatever else their SoundCloud prophet cooked up at 3 a.m., right? It's it's never a reasonable volume either. No, you've got to announce to the entire tri-state area that you've just arrived at the gas station. Like, dude, there are kids around. There are elderly people. You know, you don't have to throw a block party every time you pull into 7-Eleven. It's not necessary. And what kills me is loud music doesn't have to be trash. You know, you can blast something decent and people might even forgive the volume, you know, if it's just good music. But no, it's always the worst possible choice. Music's so bad you can feel your brain cells filing for unemployment. Right? Every time. And why is it always a 2006 Honda Civic? Every single time, rusted fender, one mismatched hubcap, you know, temporary tags from 3 years ago, but somehow the subwoofers cost more than the car. Okay, the whole thing rattles like it's about to fall apart, like that one car from the film Cars, you know? But they're out here trying to recreate a nightclub experience in the Walmart parking lot. It's like, congratulations, you've managed to turn music, which is something that's supposed to bring people together, into a weapon of mass irritation. Okay? All because you desperately need strangers to know you exist? I mean, what is it with you guys, right? And here's the thing. If you're the type of person who does this, you need to hear me clearly, okay? Nobody is impressed. Shocker, right? Nobody's thinking, wow, he's cool. You know, I want to be like him someday. No, what we're all thinking is, God, I hope this clown leaves soon so I can get on with my day. That's the collective thought that we all share. Okay? You think you're setting a vibe, but you're really just broadcasting your insecurities through a pair of $200 subs bolted into a $900 car. Okay? You're not mysterious. You're not hard. You're not even entertaining in the slightest. You're just noise pollution with a driver's license. That's you. Okay? And when the whole car is rattling like it's about to disintegrate and grandma in the next lane can't even order her McChicken without shouting over your bass line, you're not flexing. You're just embarrassing yourself. Okay? That's the legacy you're leaving. A rolling headache that everyone in a 3-block radius wishes would vanish. Okay? Keep that in mind. And then we've got the parents who just don't parent, right? Their kid running through Target like it's the Indianapolis 500, okay? Knocking over displays, screaming at the top of their lungs. And mom's response is to just giggle and say, he's such a handful. No, he's not a handful. He's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Okay? Here's the thing. Kids act up. It's normal. I understand that. What's not normal is pretending the rest of us should have to live in your child's chaos. I didn't sign up to be a part of your little daycare field trip when I just came here to buy paper towels. Right? And the best part, they'll shoot you dirty looks if you so much as glance at their kid tearing up and down through aisles. You know, it's a complete abdication of responsibility. Your kid is climbing the shelves like a spider monkey, throwing things at strangers, and your parenting strategy is nothing. Just vibes. Vibes. Maybe pull out the iPad and let YouTube raise your kid while you sit there scrolling Instagram in the cereal aisle. I don't know, just a thought. And if you're sitting here offended, thinking, well, I let my kid run around sometimes, congratulations. I'm talking about you, okay? Because what you're saying is my time and my convenience matters more than everyone else's sanity. And it shows, right? If you can't control a 6-year-old in public, what else can't you control? Your finances? Your relationship? Probably both, okay? The truth is, kids mirror their parents. And when you're too checked out to do the bare minimum, and the rest of us, well, we get to suffer through your legacy of chaos, is what it is. So thanks for that. Really appreciate it. And the list goes on. Okay, line cutters, people leaving trash everywhere, dogs in restaurants now, like every space is just their personal backyard. You know, line cutters, these guys, my personal favorite. Okay, watching somebody pretend like they didn't see 30 people standing in front of them. You know, it's like watching a toddler close their eyes and think they're invisible, right? They know exactly what they're doing. It's the purest form of entitlement. The belief that the world is just one big ride you get to skip the line for. Then you've got the trash dumpers, right? People who will finish a Starbucks cup and just leave it wherever they're standing or sitting, you know, like we've all agreed to just live in a open air landfill now, you know, and they never throw it in a discreet corner or tuck it away somewhere. No, it's always right in the middle of a bench, or my favorite, on top of the trash can without actually opening it. Okay. You were literally 3 inches away from doing the right thing and you still failed. And don't even get me started on these dogs in restaurants. You know, suddenly every poodle is a service animal because you bought a vest on Amazon. Okay. I love dogs, but maybe, just maybe, Fido doesn't need to be at Chili's tonight. Okay. Can we do that? Can you work with me here? Right? Especially when he's under the table licking spilled ranch while you're insisting he's part of the family. That's a dog. Okay. Public spaces, they just used to feel like something we all respected. A kind of unspoken agreement. You know, don't make it hell for everyone else around you. That was the gist. Okay. Everybody pretty much understood that assignment. But now it's like a competition to see who can be the most oblivious. Every outing feels like you're trapped in a social experiment designed to test your patience. And everyone is failing. Okay. So, yeah. Public spaces are a joke now. What used to be neutral ground, a place we could all exist in without stepping on each other's nerves, has just turned into a circus, right? Speakerphone warriors, music blasters, cart blockers, parents that don't parent, line cutters, trash leavers, and the endless parade of fake service animals. You know, it's like everyone collectively decided the rules just don't apply anymore. And the wild part, none of this shocks us anymore. We've all gotten so numb to it that it barely even registers, right? You see a grown man screaming at a young cashier over expired coupons or whatever, and your brain just goes, yeah, Tuesday, you know. Public spaces used to be shared. Now they're just a collection of everyone's worst habits mashed together in one depressing field trip. And I guess that's the sad punchline. This is normal now. We don't expect courtesy or decency or even basic awareness from the people around us. We just brace ourselves for whatever the next idiot is about to do, right? So if you're out there blasting music, cutting lines, letting your kid treat Target like a jungle gym, just know you're not the main character, okay? You're background noise, static. A living, breathing advertisement for why staying home is the better option. Public spaces, they're just not public anymore, okay? They're open auditions for society's worst behavior. And unfortunately, the casting never ends, right? So anyway, man, hit that like button, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for sitting through another one. Meeting adjourned.